Welcome back. President Biden taking another step to advance his climate change agenda, releasing the most aggressive emission standards ever finalized. The new regulations pressuring automakers to curb gas-powered vehicle tailpipe emissions by 2027. Rapidly. The Trump campaign slamming the move, warning that the regulations will force Americans to buy expensive electric vehicles and become more reliant on China. The Trump campaign vowing that Trump will reverse these mandates on day one of his new administration. Joining me now is Texas Congressman Keith Self. He's a member of the House Veterans Affairs and Foreign Affairs Committees and a retired Army Special Forces Lieutenant Colonel. Congressman, thanks very much for being here today. And I think it's an important point to make that the Trump campaign made that this is empowering China, isn't it?
It is. There's no doubt, plus the child labor in Africa that digs out the cobalt and other minerals. But this is absolute fantasy and hypocrisy. You may remember that Joe Biden stores his 1967 Corvette Stingray with a 327 V8 in the same garage that he stored his classified documents.
Yeah, it's a good point. But who's running this? I mean, is this Elizabeth Warren who's coming up with all these new ideas about getting more aggressive on regulations around EVs?
Well, regardless of who's making the decisions, I all the time talk about this is the third Obama term. And this is why we need President Trump in so we don't suffer a fourth Obama term.
Well, let me get your take on the cost of all of this, because what we're hearing from businesses is that this is actually overwhelming businesses, because the cost of putting these new regulations in place and the paperwork around it is actually probably doing more harm than good.
Well, that's what I said. This is fantasy. I had dinner with two of the major automobile dealers in my area recently, and nobody's buying EVs. EVs are becoming a rich man's toy. And this looks like a command economy that you would see in Russia or China, because they cannot force this, because people will not buy the more expensive EVs.
Yeah.
The man on the street that's suffering that inflation that you just talked about in the last segment, they're not going to buy these cars, and you cannot force them to unless you go the draconian measures of Russia and China.
Well, let me get your take on the other major issue that the Biden administration is allowing, and that is this open border. The Texas immigration law, which allows the state to arrest migrants suspected of crossing the border illegally, is still on hold. That because of this another appeals court hearing yesterday. Lawyers for the state reportedly faced skeptical questions from the judges. But Texas Governor Greg Abbott is pushing back. He said yesterday that Texas has the legal authority to arrest people coming across the border. Border Patrol agents in El Paso arrested a Colombian migrant with gang tattoos. He was attempting to cross the border illegally, and agents found photos of people being tortured on the suspect's phone. Congressman, what is happening here with all of these gang members coming into the country?
Well, we know that we have terror cells in the United States today. We know that. We know that we have more than 20,000 Chinese military-age males in the United States today without their families. This is a standoff between Texas and the federal government, but it's increasingly looking like a standoff between the Fifth Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court. This is going to go back to the Supreme Court. So whatever the Fifth Court of Appeals does, it will go to the Supreme Court. And yes, Governor Abbott has the constitutional, not just legal, but the constitutional authority to defend his state, because the federal government refuses to do so. And they've made great strides, Maria.
Yeah.
I will tell you, we've gone from several thousand to 10, I think the lieutenant governor said. And the cartels have moved the flow over to Arizona and California. So you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be serious.
Well, look at these numbers that we're showing. Michael, I want you to jump in here, because Border Patrol agents have arrested more than 32,000 migrants with criminal records during the fiscal year 2023. Okay, that's up 340% in the past 3 years. Michael, you were at Homeland Security. You've seen this up close and personal. Your thoughts?
So, Congressman, you've got to be very concerned that here is the Supreme Court saying, yeah, the state can have a role in this. And you have the Biden administration saying that if you do this, that if Texas actually comes and enacts these policies and starts arresting folks, you're actually going to make Texans less safe. But your experience is that that doesn't work at all. I mean, when you think about it, this is the moving, your point, going to Arizona as opposed to just being in Texas. That's really a problem, because the White House is not seeing what's reflecting on the ground. And they've taken how many years, 3 years, to now come and really focus on this issue?
Well, I've been down to Shelby Park twice in the last few months, once before Texas took control, once after. I will tell you they beefed it up, but I will also tell you the Border Patrol on the border itself doesn't reflect the Biden administration policies. They were putting boats off of the boat ramp there. They're inside Shelby Park. They're cooperating. This is all it takes to be serious, and I don't see the Biden policy being enacted in Shelby Park when I go there. The Border Patrol, the DPS, the Texas Wildlife, they're all putting boats into the river. They're all cooperating.
Well, I mean, 32,000 migrants with criminal records. Those are the people that were arrested in 2023. Imagine the people who got in who don't have who also have a criminal record but were not apprehended.
Maria, that's what we're seeing across the nation. The criminal element is acting up now. That's why we have a Laken Riley. That's why we have the rapes and the murders. That's what you're seeing right now. My concern is we have also set ourselves up for an October 7th terror attack in the interior of the United States should these people get together and find the weapons, which I believe they will probably be able to find. That's my concern. The criminality is one thing, but that's only the tip of the iceberg that we have set ourselves up for.
Right, absolutely. Now, that's what we're all concerned about, the fact that this has put this nation in jeopardy or at risk from a national security perspective, Congressman, of course. Thanks very much for weighing in on this, Congressman. We will keep following it. Keith Self is in D.C. this morning. Thank you, sir.